What if the kid everyone bullied for his thrift store clothes and cracked phone became a millionaire overnight without ever letting them know he was the genius behind the hottest game in the world? Ifeanyi hadn't expected his move from Lagos to New York City to be easy, but he hadn't anticipated how much it would feel like an outsider either. New York was loud, fast, and cold in ways he hadn't experienced back home. His mother had secured a job as a nurse, and the move had been full of sacrifices. Now he was alone in a prestigious high school, worlds apart from what he had known in Nigeria. At his new school, students wore designer clothes, carried the latest phones, and worked with the ease of people who had never known a day without comfort. Ifeanyi, in his thrift store clothes and cracked old phone, felt like a target, and his first day only confirmed his fears. Let's get through the day, he whispered to himself, but he'll soon learn that today was just the beginning of a journey that would take him from ridicule to triumph. In his first class, Ifeanyi quickly drew the attention of Chase, the school's most popular and wealthiest student. Chase was used to getting attention and expected everyone to meet his standards or face his scorn. He noticed Ifeanyi's clothes and cracked phones, and with a smirk, he sauntered over with his friends. "Hey, new kid," Chase said, sizing him up. "Where'd you get those clothes? The bargain being in Africa?" Ifeanyi swallowed hard, his face heating with embarrassment, but he kept his gaze steady. "My name is Ifeanyi. It means nothing is impossible." Chase chuckled, sharing an amused glance with his friends. "Yeah? Well, maybe it's impossible to find decent clothes where you're from." Laughter rippled through the group as Ifeanyi tried to keep his composure. He told himself that this was temporary, that he didn't need to prove himself to anyone here. Still, every comment, every insult gnawed at him. The taunts didn't stop. For days, Chase and his friends continued their cruelty, calling him village boy and mocking his accent. They would laugh at his old phone, sneer at his unfashionable clothes, and deliberately make him feel like he didn't belong. In one class, Chase caught sight of Ifeanyi's cracked phone and nudged his friends, smirking. "Yo, we should start a fundraiser for our new friend here. Maybe he can finally afford a real phone." They all laughed, and Ifeanyi's face burned with frustration. He bit his tongue, refusing to give them the satisfaction of seeing him hurt. Instead, he focused on his passion, coding, the one thing that gave him a sense of control in this foreign world. Back in Lagos, Ifeanyi had spent countless hours learning how to code on a second-hand laptop his uncle had gifted him. Through trial and error, he became skilled in programming, building simple games that he shared with his friends back home. Coding was his escape, a world where he could create anything his heart desired. In New York, he continued working on a game he had been developing for months. It was an adventure game set in Lagos, capturing the bustling cities, crowded markets, and famous landmarks. For him, it was a way of staying connected to home, and he poured his heart into every line of code, but he kept his work a secret, fearing it would only make him more of a target. One evening, after a long day of insult, Ifeanyi finally decided to release his game titled Lagos Quest. He uploaded it to an app store, thinking it might get a few downloads from his friends back home, but not expecting much more. The next morning, he woke up to his surprise. Lagos Quest had started to gain traction. The downloads were increasing by the hour, and the reviews were overwhelmingly positive. Players loved the game's unique perspective and the challenging gameplay, praising the way it transported them to another world. Within days, Lagos Quest had gone viral, spreading from one download to thousands. Gamers everywhere were sharing it, and it quickly became the most popular game on the platform. Comments poured in from people around the world, calling the game genius, refreshing, and captivating. If I could barely believe it, a simple project was now a global sensation. Back at school, the game was all anyone could talk about. Students who had once ignored him were now playing Lagos Quest on their phones, competing to beat each other's high scores. Even Chase and his friends were addicted to it without the faintest idea of its creator. The next week, Ifeanyi overheard Chase and his friends in the cafeteria immersed in the game. "Have you played Lagos Quest?" Chase asked, his eyes glued to his screen. "It's insane. I can't stop playing it." His friends nodded, equally obsessed. "Yeah, man, the detail is amazing. I feel like I'm actually in Lagos. Whoever made this must be some kind of genius." If I couldn't help but smile as he watched them. Though he kept his secret close, He still didn't want to reveal that it was the creator, unsure of how they'll react. For now, he was content knowing that he had built something valuable, even if it remained invisible to them. But then an announcement rocked the school. During the assembly, the principal announced, "We are incredibly proud to say that the creator of the trending game, Lagos Quest, is a student of our own school." The students erupted in applause, excitement buzzing in the air. The principal continued, "The creator will be formally introduced tomorrow, and they have some exciting news to share with all of you." If I had skipped a bit, he knew that tomorrow his identity would be revealed, whether he was ready for it or not. The next day, the entire school gathered in the auditorium, eager to meet this mysterious student behind the famous game. The principal took the stage, glancing at the buzzing crowd before clearing his throat. "We are honored to introduce Ifeanyi, the young genius behind Lagos Quest." A shocked silence fell over the room as Ifeanyi stepped onto the stage, his heart pounding. He could see the bewilderment on Chase's face and stunned expressions of his classmates. "Ifeanyi," Chase muttered, his voice barely a whisper. "No way." But there was no denying it. Standing before the entire school, Ifeanyi took a deep breath and began to speak. "Thank you," he said, his voice steady. "Creating Lagos Quest was my way of sharing my home with the world. I didn't expect it to get this big, but I'm grateful that people are enjoying it." He scanned the audience, making a brief eye contact with Chase, who was still staring, speechless. Ifeanyi felt a swell of pride. This was his moment, the one he had earned through determination and skill. Just as he was about to step off the stage, the principal interrupted. "Oh, and Ifeanyi," he added, with a wide smile, "we have even more exciting news." A man in a business suit stepped onto the stage and shook Ifeanyi's hand. "Hello, Ifeanyi," he said, his voice booming through the microphone. "I am Marcus Lawson, CEO of Titan Games. Your work is brilliant and would like to make you an offer." The crowd muttered with excitement as Marcus continued. "We are offering to buy Lagos Quest and partner with you to develop even more games in the future. And along with the deal, we would like to give you a full scholarship to any university of your choice, as well as a generous royalty percentage." "Ifeanyi, you are looking at becoming one of the youngest entrepreneurs in the gaming industry." The auditorium erupted in applause and cheers. Ifeanyi was speechless, his mind spinning with disbelief and joy. Titan Games was one of the biggest names in the industry. This was beyond anything he had ever imagined. Chase's jaw dropped as he watched the entire school celebrate Ifeanyi's success. The boy he had once ridiculed and insulted had now achieved something extraordinary. He had gone from an invisible village boy to a respected figure, an entrepreneur on the verge of making history. After the assembly, Chase approached Ifeanyi cautiously, his usual arrogance replaced with humility. "Ifeanyi, I had no idea. I was wrong about you, about everything." His voice was quiet, full of regret. "I was a jerk and I'm sorry." Ifeanyi looked at Chase, taking in the apology with a mix of emotions. Part of him wanted to brush Chase off, but he knew that this was his opportunity to show the same strength his mother had taught him. "I accept your apology, Chase," Ifeanyi said with his voice calm. "But remember, people are worth more than what they were or where they come from. You never know someone's story." Chase nodded, visibly moved. "Thank you, Ifeanyi. I remember that." Partnership with Titan Games changed Ifeanyi's life. He became the youngest entrepreneur in the gaming world, with his name featured in newspapers and interviews. His success brought honor to his family, and his mother's pride shone brighter than any spotlight. Back at school, Ifeanyi was now admired for more than just his game. He became known for his kindness, humility, and resilience, inspiring others to look beyond appearances. Even Chase and his friends, once his tormentors, treated him with respect, eager to learn from his journey. But Ifeanyi remained grounded. He continued coding, not just for the fame or fortune, but for the love of creating worlds where anyone, regardless of their background, could be a hero. Ifeanyi's journey taught everyone in school a powerful lesson. The true worth is found within, not in appearances or status. His story became a reminder that every person holds a unique potential, and sometimes the most remarkable people come from the most unexpected places. My listeners, what would you do if you were in Ifeanyi's shoes? Would you have kept your success a secret or revealed it earlier? How do you think Chase's apology changed things between them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button, share with a friend who could use a little inspiration, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content. And hey, tap the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and remember, your story isn't over until you decide it is. Keep pushing forward. Be kind and stay blessed.